here. Well, welcome back here to Team Friday here on OCR FM and also streaming live on maxblakemedia.com. The Colac Tigers head down the highway to the West Oval tomorrow. They face Geelong West St Peters. Should be an absolute ripper of a clash. The Geelong West St Peters, I guess, are pretty good improvers this season, 2-3. However, last week in their final term wouldn't have been too happy. But one of their star recruits that joined them over the off-season, he's been out for the last few weeks, but we're looking forward to talk to him today. Luke Vogels, ex-Terang boy. How you going, Luke? Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, good, mate. I'm really good, mate. No worries at all.
Mate, just first of all, I guess it's great to see players like yourself come into the GFL. I think it's a great quality competition. The reason why, I guess, we do get some high standard players like yourself. But I'd just like to have a chat to you before you came into the Geelong Footy League. From the Sydney to Geelong West St Peters, just tell us a bit about in between that. I think you're playing around in the Melbourne area, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I was running around out in the Eastern Footy League for the last 5 years before this year, playing with East Ringwood in the Eastern Footy League. They're in Division 1 down there. So I come straight out of my Sydney days, and my partner, who was sort of out from that area in Melbourne, is the reason I sort of settled down out that way, and just been having a run around with them.
And you're now in the Geelong territory. How do you find things in the GFL and at Geelong West St Peters? Yeah,
the boys down at the club have been fantastic, really welcoming, and they're a very young team, and a lot of excitement around the club too. There's a lot of promise with obviously the boys being so young and up and coming. Sort of most of their players have sort of come through their junior ranks, and so the club side of things have been fantastic with me, and being really respondent to me and my commitments and stuff for when I can get to training and games and stuff like that. And the league itself, the sort of the few games I've played, the quality of the competition is, it's really a lot better than what I expected. It's really good.
Yep, pretty high standard, isn't it? Just go back in your junior days and your early senior career down at Terang-Mortlake. I'm a Cobden boy and played at the Cobden Bombers. I can remember when you absolutely teared the 2004 Hampden League Grand Final apart. They must have been pretty good memories that you've got in the back of the head.
Yeah, absolutely. Seems like a long time ago now, but they were certainly good days back in the Hampden League. They were sort of on the back of a bit of Terang success. I left it after 04 and they won it again in 05. So it was good to be a part of a successful era down there in Terang.
It's a pretty famous name, the Vogels down there, isn't it? The Terang Simpson area.
There's quite a few getting around, sort of obviously in the politics side of things and also the speedway side of things with John Vogels. So.
Which is the more famous one, John Vogels or Luke Vogels?
Nah, John, I reckon.
He's pretty good, isn't he? I used to live up just down the road from the Codes in Cobrico, so they were a good relation to you. They always spoke very highly about you and kept me up to date on how you're going in Sydney and all that. So I guess those days have been, a long way away, since 5-6 years, I think, just on the top of your head. Just recap a little bit about the Sydney days, mate. It must have been, I guess, a real awe to be at the club at the time that you were there.
Yeah, look, I went up, I was a 21-year-old, went up at the end of 04, start of 05, and was fortunate enough to get a run and have a few games with them, and obviously 05, 06, they're two grand final years when they won one and lost one, so it was sort of, they'd been in a bit of a premiership drought, and the town and the team was a buzz, and it was just, it was an awesome experience, and I was just privileged to be a part of it, so Loved every minute of being up there.
How did you find, I guess, having teammates, or being teammates with Barry Hall? What was he like?
Barry, I get asked that a lot, actually. Behind closed doors, he's a ripper fella. Sort of the stuff towards the end of his career, it's obviously not the way he sort of wanted to go out, but my whole time, he was actually my mentor for the 3 years I was at Sydney, awesome. And couldn't question him at all on anything that was sort of in a negative way. So the guy was a ripper. He went out of his way to make me feel welcome and look after me. So all the guys were like that too. Couldn't fault any of them.
Never crossed paths with him. Never had an argument or anything.
Nah, definitely not. Held the pads for him a couple of times while he had the gloves on, but that's about as far as it went.
Oh, that's fantastic, mate. And I guess playing junior football for Terang, Luke, you would have, I guess, crossed paths with the Colac Tigers as well. Do you have any memories of coming down the highway to Colac?
Yeah, not I finished sort of under 16s, maybe under 18s was sort of the last time I played Colac before they came into the GFL. So I haven't sort of seen them play or know much about them for quite a while. But I remember growing up watching the seniors play against Colac, and they were always a pretty competitive outfit. There was always the Buchanan guys running around for them, and I obviously played with Amon up in Sydney. So I know it's a pretty proud club. So
do you keep touch with Amon?
No, I haven't spoken to Amon for quite a while. I also played under 18s with Micah Buchanan with the Geelong Falcons, so I've had a bit to do with a bit of the family.
Ah, that's good. Little Micah's a little gem as well. I think he's still up at Queensland having a kick up around there. How have you found, I guess, Terry Bright at Geelong West, mate? He's a pretty knowledgeable bloke, isn't he? Yeah,
I hadn't heard a lot about him sort of before I came in, and talking to a lot of people about him. He's held in pretty high regard down here, and look, since meeting him, couldn't say a bad word about him. The guy's a ripper. He's really good with the players. He's really understanding, and I think he's sort of got the team heading in the right direction. Obviously, they've been down the ladder a bit the last few years and haven't been that successful. But I reckon after a year or two with Terry, they'll be heading back up the ladder.
Have you found Geelong life too, Luke? It's a glorious town, a very heavy populated barracking for the Cats. Have you been swept with Cats fever?
I can definitely pick up on it. It's definitely cat crazy. Every street you drive down, there's cat stuff in the windows and flags hanging out the house. So, but look, Geelong's great. I'm actually living down in Torquay, which is
awesome.
Which is really good. We've been down there for just over a month now, and getting a bit was good just to move a bit closer back to my family and stuff, which are in Terang and Warrnambool. So,
what about the difference between Geelong and Sydney, mate? I guess it's very orientated NRL up there, and Geelong's very AFL orientated. Do you get noticed a fair bit in Geelong than you probably did in Sydney? Do people still remember who you are, I guess, walking around Geelong?
No, definitely not. But you are definitely right about Sydney. Even sort of finals, 05, 06, 7, grand final week. You can sort of go down the street with Barry Hall or Adam Goods or those guys, and they really get hassled because it is so NRL strong up there. So it is a complete flip from Melbourne to Sydney, that's for sure.
All right, Luke. Well, all the best of luck for season 2013, mate. Fingers crossed we see you on the field. Hopefully, maybe we'll see you tomorrow playing against our Colac Tigers. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, mate. And once again, great to see you playing in the GFL.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for your time, mate.
That was Luke Vogels, star from the Geelong West St Peters. This is Team Friday here on OCR FM.